Hello, my name is Tim Erickson, and I'm here to talk today a little bit about experimenting with config recipes, which is something that is fairly new to Backdrop CMS, in the sense that due to a bug fix in the most recent version of Backdrop CMS 1.20, we can now upload and enable modules that contain nothing but config files that add features to your website. And we have two examples that we'd like to start to experiment with. And for the purposes of this video, I am just going to go to backdrop.org and use the demo backdrop button, which if you haven't done before, will let you click on a site and you get the username admin and the password, and then you log into a site that looks just like this. So this is a brand new sandbox site. It is using Backdrop version 1.20, which came out today. If we go to the home page, it looks like any other Backdrop site. And what we're going to do today is look at two config recipes, both of which you could find on backdrop.org under modules for now. This may change in the future. And if I type in recipes and do a search, we're going to get two recipes. These recipes are just like any other Backdrop module in terms of their appearance here, except that these don't, all they do is provide sort of content types and sort of add a feature to your site and views. It doesn't do anything more than that. If you want to read more about either of these recipes, just click on the more details. There is a link for feedback in each of the READMEs. I'd love to hear if you use these, what you think of them, or how we could make them better. Okay, let's get back to our Backdrop site. So when we get here, we can go under the functionality menu, and we can see our existing modules. These are just going to be the core modules. We want to install new modules. So we're going to go to install new modules. And we get the two recipes that we have just enabled, or just talked about, excuse me. So all we have to do is click add them each to the installation queue. So I'm going to go ahead and click install. It requires the Views Bootstrap module, and that might be why it didn't install right away. So it's asking us, do we want Views Bootstrap? Let's go ahead and say yes. And I'll show you what the Views Bootstrap module does in a minute. So now we've installed both. We have to enable both FAQ and Views Bootstrap. So now we have both of these modules enabled. And basically what they have done is, if we go under add content, we're going to see there is an FAQ content type and there is a testimonial content type. We also have a page that's been added to the menu for each of these items, which basically corresponds to a view. So there's an FAQ page and a testimonial page. In both cases, there's no content yet, so we have to add some. So let's quickly go to the FAQ, add some FAQ content. What is your favorite recipe? I like, let's see. Okay, one silly answer, save. That's just, of course, the node for chocolate chip recipe, or for that recipe. Let's go add another FAQ question. I always get asked this question: what is my favorite color? Okay, so we now have two FAQ questions. If we click on the FAQ page, we can see our questions and our answers. However, we did ask, this would be sort of out-of-the-box default behavior without the Views Bootstrap module. We required the Views Bootstrap, or we recommended Views Bootstrap module, because if we click on that and just include Views Bootstrap when used by views, and we hit save, now when we go back to the FAQ, boom, we've got a nice accordion. So that was intended to be part of this recipe. We right now we can't, requiring modules to go with recipes is a little bit tricky. We can require them in the way we did, but we can't pre-configure them in the recipe. So you'll have to do the configuration of the module afterwards, which in this case required you to go to Views Bootstrap and turn it on. Okay, if we go back to the home page and take a quick look at the testimonial module, you're going to see, boom, again, there's no testimonial at this time. So I'm going to go add one or two testimonials. I think this is something that could be improved, is that the author is sort of the person the testimonial is being attributed to, is different than the title, and I'm not sure that should be the case. So we may want to fix that and just make the testimonial title the author, or the, I maybe have to think of a better word for that. But, so let's call this one me, Tim Erickson. Okay, and we've added a little headshot of me. Going to add, okay, we're going to save that. Okay, and let's do one more real quick. Sally Stone. Phil Collins. I don't know why that came to my mind, but it did. Let's hit save. There we go. So now we have 3 testimonials. The testimonials recipe comes with a view and a little bit of styling. The styling is provided by some simple CSS, an added CSS sheet with this config recipe. This CSS is only there while this module is enabled. For the most part, disabling a config recipe will not undo the work that you've done. However, if there's if the module is providing CSS, here we go. Let's go ahead and try this. If we go to functionality, recipes, and on the testimonial recipe, if we disable that, our content type and all of our content will stay. That will be unaffected. So we still have a testimonial page. We still have a testimonial content type. But if we go to the testimonials page, we've lost our styles, our theming. So, but we can turn that back on. By re-enabling the module, we turn that back on. We've added there's also a layout block that's provided by this recipe. So if we go to the under the layouts menu and we go to the home page, maybe we want to put some testimonials right on the front page of our site. We can go to content, start typing in testimonials. We'll get the testimonial block. I'm just going to go ahead and drop it in here with nothing else custom. Hit save. And now we go to the home page, and boom, there's our testimonials. They're a little bigger this time because they stretch all the way across the page. I'd love feedback on like what we should have for the title for this block. None, no title, or something else. I mean, it's easy enough for a user to change the title of the block there and say no title. There we go. Now we've got no title. This is a quick demonstration of how you can how config recipes work, how you can try them out on backdrop.org using a free sandbox site. And please, if you're looking at any of these recipes, go to the GitHub page. Go to the GitHub page, which you can go. You can, if you go to the project on backdrop.org, you can go to the issue queue for both of these recipes, and I have opened issues for feedback. Just and you can, if you have an account with GitHub, you can post your thoughts about this recipe. You can open new issues on how to improve them if you like, or just comment here. But either way, we welcome your feedback and look forward to producing more recipes.